So far, we have seen process management and device management. Now, the third type is called as the file management. What the files can be accessed in the operating system by two ways. One is direct access. One more is called as sequential access. What is actually sequential access is the information in a file which is actually processed in order using sequential access. I mean, sequential in the sense, by the order we can access the file. We cannot change the order and we could access through the address. Most of the file systems like editors, compilers which use the sequential access. What is direct access? Direct, or we can say it in another way as relative access. We can access the file in a random manner for read and write operation. The direct access model is based on the disk model of a file since it allows random accesses. File management is essential for maintaining an organized and efficient file system. It ensures the availability, integrity, and security of files, which optimizes storage space utilization. And the next is called as the storage management. So, we are going to see about the mass storage management. Where we will store data is in the disk normally, which does not fit in main memory, or data that must be kept for a long period of time, where we will use the disk memory. Proper management is of central importance. So we are going to see about the secondary storage here. You know what is a secondary storage, which is just an extension of the main memory. Secondary storage devices which can hold the data permanently. And what are all the devices available? Like registers, cache, main memory, electronic disk, magnetic disk, optical disk, and magnetic tapes. Each storage system which will provide a basic system of storing a datum and of holding the datum until it is retrieved at a later time. All the storages are different in speed, cost, size, and availability, volatility. But the most common secondary storage device is the magnetic disk, which provides storage for both programs as well as for data. So here gives the hierarchy of the secondary storage devices. The topmost priority is given to the registers, and the next comes the cache, and next comes main memory, and the mid of all these is electronic disk, and then you have magnetic disk, and then you have optical, and the last thing is called as the magnetic tapes. Registers are the most fastest way of accessing the data, but it is more costly, whereas the optical disk or magnetic tapes are very cheap, but accessing of data from optical and magnetic tapes which will take much time compared to registers. So in this hierarchy, all the storage devices are arranged according to speed and cost. The higher levels are expensive, but they are very fast. So as I said before, the storage system above the electronic disk are volatile, whereas those which are below are non-volatile. So here is the third thing, performance of various levels of storage. So the next is what is caching. By the name itself, I can say caching, it has to be pronounced as caching, not as caching, which is the process of storing data in a cache, which is actually a temporary storage area that facilitates faster access to data with the goal of improving application and system performance. So what is the common example of caching is, if you have a web browser which stores the page content on a local disk for designated period of time, when the user first visits the website, the content is actually downloaded from the web server and saved to a local device directory. If the user revisits the website, the content comes from the local cache rather than from the server. So what it actually do is, if it is doing like this, what will happen is the page content loads much faster compared from the browser that it would if it were downloaded from the web browser. So what it actually do, this saves the user time, which reduces network traffic and minimizes the load on the web server. So this is the what the importance of using cache memory. So next we will see the next topic in the upcoming videos.